Okay, here's how we're going to use Desmos. First of all, right over here, you can see it says Victoria. Do you see that button I'm pushing? It says Victoria. That's because I've signed in. So if there's a place to sign in, make sure you sign in with your student ID. If you don't sign in, you aren't going to be able to save the graph. You aren't going to be able to save the graph. As soon as you get off of it, it's all your work. It's gone. So the next thing I'm going to do is save my graph before I go any further. So there is a big blue button that says save. I'm going to hit save. And we're going to call this name graph dash. I'm going to put my name. Now, if I didn't graph my name, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to put my name. So I'll put Vicky here. All right. You can put your whole name or you can put your first name. I don't care. Just like name it to you, not to what the name on the graph is. Okay. Then I'm going to hit save. Now, everything that I do, I just got to remember to go hit save once in a while. I've had people that didn't hit save, X'd out of it, and everything was gone. So make sure we're hitting save once in a while. I can't do that right now because I haven't done anything. But when you do come back to this, if you save it and you get out of it, like here, I'll just get out of it real fast. Then I go back to it. I'm signed in as me already, but sign in as you if you need to. This little hamburger over here, it says open graph. And if I click on that, and you guys can click on it too, you'll see all of the graphs that I have saved down there. That top one, the one I just did, name graph Vicky, I can go back to it and edit it now. I just have to open the graph. So if you do need to close Desmos, you can just hit save and it will be there. So I'm going to start with my absolute value. Down here, there's this little calculator in the bottom corner. Kind of looks like a keyboard, I guess. And that allows you to type in things like absolute value. There's also buttons on your keyboard that will allow you to type absolute value, but I don't know how to describe it right this second when you can't see my keyboard on this video. But I'm going to do absolute value. I'm just making up a V really fast. X minus 2, and I'm gonna put a slope on it of 2. Okay. So I've got, I didn't put y equals 1. You can see it graphed it without me putting y equals, but let's go ahead and put y equals for the time being, just so we can, because some of them are x equals, so we can just keep track of what's y equals and x equals. Do we have headphones in my class? I didn't think so. Okay, so now if I zoomed out, you can tell that this V goes on forever, but I don't want it to go on forever. I want it to end. So we talked about domain and range. You will not have to put both domain and range on your letters. Some, it doesn't matter which one you use. Some, you have to only use one of them, and you'll see. But you only have to do one for each. I can show you, I could do domain, and then I can do it with range. I can show you both, but you don't have to do all of them. I'm going to pick a nice, easy number, I think. I think I'm going to choose 10. Like I'm going to make my V stop at 10, going up to 10. So if I'm talking about going up to 10, am I talking about domain or range? What goes up? Range. So I'm going to do my range. To have your domain or your range stop things from happening, like stop the graph from going all the way, you have to first open a fancy bracket. So I opened a fancy bracket. I cannot zoom in on this. So it's a fancy bracket. And then I'm going to put in that 0 less than equal to, that's not a 0, that's an O. 0 less than equal to, I'm doing range. So y less than equal to, oops, less than equal to, and then I said 10. So when I put in those fancy brackets, you can see now my V stops. There are keyboard shortcuts. I cannot talk today. There's keyboard shortcuts for less than equal to. If you use that little less than symbol that is on a key, and then you hit the equal to button, it'll make less than equal to. Or you can go and use this thing down here, and there's a less than equal to down there somewhere. You can find it down there. I tend to use the keyboard shortcuts so I don't have to keep doing, up and down with this thing. That's annoying to me. All right, so I have a V. If I wanted to use range, let's see what numbers I would be at. I would be from -3 to 7. If I wanted to use range instead, so I'll get rid of my domain. If I wanted to use range instead, I would be from -3x to 7. And it looks exactly the same. So you don't have to use both. You have to use one that works. All right, and then next, let's say I'm going to do my I. I'll put my I at x equals 10. So there's my I, but it can't go on forever. So I can either cut it off up and down or side to side. But think about this line. Can I cut this line off side to side? No, because it doesn't go side to side. So I have to use range for this one. So my range is going to be fancy bracket. And then I want it to go from 0 less than equal to y less than equal to 10. I put a 1. I don't know why I didn't put a 0. There we go. And you know what? I want it to be a lowercase. I'm going to change that. I don't have my graph ahead of time. I should have done my homework, right? I'm going to make it a lowercase I. And then the last thing I want to show you is if you have a lowercase I and you want a dot, you can put a dot. You just graph that ordered pair. What is that? 10, 7 maybe? 10, 7. And there I have a dot. If you want to change colors, you go over to the color here. Do you see where this little color is? You go over to that color and you hold down on it and this cute little menu pops up and then you can change it to whatever color you want. Okay, you can change the color if you want to. You don't have to. There's also a way, which I'm not putting on this video right now, that you can pick any color that you want to forever and ever and ever. It's like so easy to do it, but I don't have time on this video. Last thing I need to show you is how to save it and how to share the file with me when you are done to submit it for your final project. What's your question?
Is there like a certain color we have to have?
No. You can make it all the same color. You can make every single one a different color. It doesn't matter to me. I just want it to be fun for you. Okay? So anytime I've done things and I need to save it, you see how my save button is now green again? We need to hit save once in a while. Otherwise, if you don't save it and you get out of it, you've lost everything that you didn't save. Do not, well, you can email me and say, Miss Crystal, I didn't save it, but I can't do anything about it. So I'm sorry. Okay. And then the last thing is when you are finished and you're going to submit this to me, you have to go over, can you see my mouse hovering? There's this like little arrow button. There's a share button. You're going to click on that and it says share this link and you're going to click copy. There is a quiz. I don't know if I have it open still though. There is a quiz. I do have it. Oh. Let me hit save. There is a quiz where I'll just show you. You'll go and find it and it says enter your Desmos name graph. So you go here and you'll just paste it. And then the second one says points earned from your paper rubric. You don't even have to put anything there. Not put anything there. Yeah, you're going to want to, but you don't have to. And then you just submit. And that's it. Okay. So I made a video. If you missed anything, you can go watch that last part of the video or whatever part of the video you need to. It is advisory period. I need to meet with some people. If I'm meeting with you and you have other questions, you can ask. If you can use each other, that would be even better. And then if it's like a question about your particular rubric or your particular stuff, you just got to wait. Send me an email. I can also answer it on email. Okay?